Hi, I'm Bart Hanson, the owner and operator of CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the phone number in the description.
Yeah, so I have a 1-2 PLO hand, if that's okay.
Sure.
So, so 450 effective, 1-2 PLO. I'm on the button, and the villain is on the load jack.
Okay.
And essentially, everyone checks around to the button. I think there's a kind of few callers in between there for $2, and I raised to 20.
Okay, so like 4 limpers or something?
Yeah, and then 2 callers in middle position for 20 each.
So what did you raise with?
So my hand is ace of spades, ace of clubs, 4 of spades, and 8 of diamonds. So I have 2 aces, just 1
single
suit.
suited. Yeah. So you make it 20. Is that almost the pot? Like if you have 4 limpers, could you have made it larger on the button or 4 limpers?
No,
Yeah.
I think I tried to make it about 25.
Okay.
I can't quite remember, but I do remember I tried to make it 25, and the pot was about $20.
So 4 people called from up front, basically 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay.
So I think the pot's about $80 now. I got 3 callers behind my race.
Okay. So the flop.
Okay. So the flop is Jack of spades, 3 of hearts, and 5 of spades.
So you have aces with the nut flush draw and a wheel draw, right? Ace, ace, 4, 8, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, that seems like that. I mean, that really seems like gin to me. I mean, as a worst case scenario, you also have a little bit of backdoor straightening equity with 4-8. I would imagine that if someone shows up here with like a set of jacks, like you're probably 45% against a set of jacks, and then obviously every other hand you have, every other hand that's usually going to get in with you here, you have pretty well dominated. Like if someone's got a high, an overpair with lower spades, or it's too bad that a lot of times this is a really good spot if someone can have Jack X with spades, but it looks like the Jack of spades is out there. So at 450 effective, I mean, you're just bet calling it off all day. If someone leads into you, a lot of times PLO, I think, is a people game where against certain players, you can sometimes just call for a number of different purposes. One being you actually know the guy has a set of jacks, and maybe you wait until the board doesn't pair on the turn, or there's no fold equity, and then maybe the guy's a spewtard. But I don't think you can really play this hand in a bad way when the money starts to get poured in. So what happened? Did it get checked to you?
I might have done that, but we'll go through it.
Yeah.
So it did get checked back around, and I ended up betting about 50 out for the check around. The 2 middle position players folded, and then I got check raised by the low jack there for about 200.
Yeah, just get it in. I mean, so you bet 50, he makes it 200. What's the question?
Well, I called there, and then I called the other 150.
So let me ask you this. I mean, here's the thing. Like, at this stack depth, I think there is sometimes a case in PLO for sometimes calling with a draw like this instead of sort of getting it in, just so that the board doesn't pair on the turn. Because if you're pretty sure someone's got a set, you obviously go to 0% equity if the board pairs. So a lot of times people don't intuitively understand this from coming from Hold'em. You can call on the draw, a draw that you would never fold, just so that you don't see the board pair, and then you get the rest in. But at this stack depth, you can't fold the turn once you put in half your stack, because there's always a chance that someone's got like a wrap and a lower flush draw. So that's why I would just get it in on the flop. You know what I mean? He's never folding.
and that's kind of exactly what I did. Like, yeah, I'm a little bit new to playing PLO, and kind of have this hold'em kind of mentality about sort of waiting to see what happens in each street and not trying to get it in bad. So yeah, I did wait to the turn. The turn was kind of a blank, like it was an 8 of clubs. So there was no spade.
Yeah.
The board didn't pair, and
Right.
then he kind of pushed all in. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what to. I don't know if you want me to tell you what I did.
Well, I mean the
just
pot,
then,
but here's the thing. Like, look at the math of this hand. Like, the pot had 80 in it. You bet 50, and then he made it 200, and you called. The pot's 480. If I'm doing this correctly, you've got 230 left. The pot is 480. So he's betting
right,
230 into 480. So the pot is now 710. 230 for you to call. You're getting 3-1. I mean, we can count your outs here against a set of jacks. Um, even if the board
right,
pairs. So we've got 7 flush outs here if he's got a set. We've got 2 aces, that's 9. And then another 3 fours, that's 12 outs. You have the equity even if he shows you a set of jacks. And there's always a chance that, like I said, he's got some sort of wrap and lower spade draw here too. So you have to call. That's
right.
why I would probably just get it in on the flop.
Yeah, and I've actually been thinking about this hand for the past week. So yeah, like that, I totally should have called instead of, but I did end up folding.
Wow.
Thinking he kind of had a set. But yeah, I guess that's sort of my.
But did he ever show you what
PLO.
did he ever show you what he had?
No, he didn't. And
Now,
he was a pretty loose, aggressive player. So
sure. Now, what I will say though that this hand brings up, but I think this is different because you have an extra 3 outs on the flop, which is a big thing. Sometimes people, when they first start to play PLO, sort of mindlessly think that aces and the nut flush draw, they're just always going to get it in PLO with that, no matter what the situation is on the flop. And that's sort of
right,
akin, and I would say to compare that to No Limit, or people that sort of just get it in like crazy, like a monkey get it in, I talk about with like top pair and a flush draw. The thing about aces as an overpair and the nut flush draw is if you're up against a set, you're a 2-1 dog, I think. Any
okay,
overpair with a flush draw against a set is still about a 2-1 dog on the flop. So to kind of mindlessly get it in can sometimes be a mistake. But you have to factor in some of the other hands your opponents can have. But when you have that gutter along with it, though, that's why I said,
right,
like, I know that the overpair and the flush draw is like 33% against the set, but I'm giving you an extra 3 outs on the flop with the ace 4. So that's another 12%. That's how I came up with that 45%. Someone in the live chat can do it.
gotcha,
So it's a much
gotcha.
more stronger hand. But anyways, thanks for the call. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA100. Click on the link right there.